starting. It's starting. It's saying that I'm broadcasting. Oh yeah, I've got to do something real quick before I hear echo, all of that because of how it's set up on the. Okay, let's check something else out. Can you hear me now? Give me a second and make sure that this is the sound feed. And welcome to my show. Of course, turn on the torch, light up the flame. Time to melt some glass, my friends. There you are. Here I am to explain, to teach, and create again. And today I have, and I guess the only way to show you this is to show you, and it doesn't look like much cleaning, but I have been doing some major cleaning. I'm going to go to the overhead view. There we are. And yeah, it looks like it's got a few interesting spots, cleanliness going on here. But what I've been doing is, as I'm cleaning, I pick up a whole bunch of odds and ends that were all over the place that could use a little bit of TLC that I've bashed around, knocked in, kicked out, and all that sort of stuff. I'm going to try to work on a couple of these just because I can. And to show you that, you don't have to just end up with what you have and throw it away if it's no good to you. Again, it's basically what I was doing yesterday. Um, and this time I'm live in the chat room. And if anybody wants to sort of peep up and say hi and even make a request, I'd consider it. Um, yeah, I know it's 6:30 in the morning. Who's up and what are they doing? And to other people, it's good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this. That's the cool thing about YouTube. It doesn't have to be right now. Oh, watch it later on, and that's the way it is. Yep. And yeah, I'm going to actually work on this guy first. He's gotten a little bashed up, slammed into something or whatever, and we're going to try to warm him in, warm him out, and maybe even fume him with some silver going on here. So let's. Right now, all I've got is the actually, yeah, all I've got is the 10 liter per minute concentrator going on, and we're going to see what we can come up with. There we are. And again, as people show up at the in the chat room, hello. How are you? Oh wait. Where are my glasses? Oh no! Don't tell me I don't have my. So I got to put on my regular glasses to see where I put the other glasses. That's interesting. That I can't locate them. They're here. I've had them recently. I mean, I was on yesterday morning and doing some stuff. There's this one pair, but that's the backup pair. Oh, come on. It's right here in front of me. I know it is. You know how that is. uh, Near the floor, hanging on something in a drawer. Oh, here they are. Beautiful. Also, I wanted to get into doing another little project today. Um, you'll have to excuse my raspy voice. I just got over that lung hacking cough, and seems like I've got another little bit of a lung hacking cough. Not too bad, but it's still making me a little raspy. And if you want to know what to do to make me feel a little happier, chocolate. Good morning, who's ever watching. It's nice to see that somebody tuned in. You can type in the chat room. I have it right in front of me over here, and I can see what people are typing, and we're going to go from there. I'm going to work on a couple of these pieces that are broken that I found while I was cleaning my shop up over the whole place. And we're going to work on this guy first. It looks like it could just use a good ear. And let's work on touch it to his end of his nose. And then I'm going to do the owl, like I said. I know. It was just that's what I picked up first. Be that way, right? Okay. And these are cold right off the bench. And I have a way that I've learned to just warm it in easy. Easy does it. And at this size, it's not too bad. And you can get, once it's warmed in, you can readjust something, fix a seal, fix a leg or an arm or whatever, and go from there. In this case, all I have to do on this one is put an ear on it. The ear kind of got broken off somehow, dropped, fallen off, or whatever. Who knows? Okay. And again, if you want to type something in the chat room, those on the cell phone, you got to sort of scroll down to the bottom of the screen, and there's a little place to do live chat, and you could type in a few words and say hi. Let me know that you're out there. I can see that at least one person besides myself is in the video room. Yep, just one, but that's okay. People will watch it later. And again, what I'm doing is I'm heating up, and I've added a little bit more glass to where that elephant ear was, and press it in. Man, that's a better ear than the other one was. I noticed that the ears have sort of like a teardrop look to them. So now I've got to heat it up and tuft it down like the other one. So here we go. Yep. Since I'm here, since I'm here, let's give it some blue eyes. It doesn't have any eyes on it at all. Well, I've got green handy. I do have some blue. There we are. Light blue, but blue. Touch it there. Let it seal in a little bit. And touch it there. Not too bad. Both sides of the face. Looking good. Okay. Also, another good thing to do is while you've had it heated, sometimes the legs get a little bit higher, shorter or longer, and this is a good place to make sure that they are all sort of setting on the ground at the same time. And that the best way to do that, even if you've got four legs and you want to make sure they're even, is just heat up just the tips like so, and press. And then make sure that all four legs will be on the ground. And we have one repaired elephant. So $2, instead of no dollars coming in on this elephant, now you can get 6 to 12, depending upon where you're at and what you're doing. There you go. Now, the next thing we're going to work on was the owl. Let's work on that. And it's basically up and done, but it's got a nice heavy-duty stress crack in it. I think I didn't anneal it properly. I didn't put it in the annealer. It happens from time to time. Okay. Oops. All right, graceful. Now it's on the warm side and you can't touch it. There you go. Hey, Athena. Good morning, and how are you? Are you having a good day so far? I decided to try to come in the morning again. I know usually I come in at about 4 in the morning, but well, when you work at Walmart from 10 at night till 7 in the morning, your normal waking hours are the middle of the night. So that's what's going on here. But I'm just sort of doing some repairs on some of the stuff that I found while I was cleaning my shop, and making them better pieces, as it were. Better than they were 5 minutes ago, anyway. And it's just a matter of letting it flow back into the piece. one of the wings fell off, and also this side of the face chipped off. Like I said, I think it has something to do with it being not annealed properly. In other words, it just didn't make it to the oven. So and if you warm it in easy and warm it out easy, you can do what I'm doing, repairing pieces of glass without any trouble whatsoever. It gives you, instead of throwing it away and saying it's a piece of crap, make it into something that you can make money off of. Just home from work? Oh, wow. You have a midnight job too, I take it. That's cool. Or you, oh, wait, are you in Europe somewhere? That's the question. If you're in Europe, this is evening time over there. Well, afternoon, late afternoon anyway. Okay, here we go. All I got to do is put some wings on this guy. A wing, got one. I know I make glass blowing look easy, but then again, it's like I've done it for so long, and I love sharing. And I hope it doesn't frustrate you that I have some talents that I'm sharing that I know that if you, the thing that really pays off in glass blowing is persistence. Out of all that you do, if you give it up and never come back, that's where you lose. But if you continue to, um, you get a little frustrated, walk away, and come back later, and then you might get a little bit more frustrated, but sooner or later you'll work your way through it and realize that once you're flowing the glass just right and it's doing what you want it to do, it's like, aha, there it went. Looks like it even lost one of its legs too. So we're putting little toes on his, me and two toes. There we go. Okay, where I was holding it, it got a little warm, and the loop gravity got to it. But we're going to now put some silver to this. I think I have a chunk ready to go. Okay. Uh, Warm it in and find out where that piece of chunk silver is on this piece of boro. Not much to it yet, but it's already turning a little bit of yellow. Oh, that's true too. I forgot. To really get good quality fuming, see, when I work the 10 liter per minute concentrator, I have the outer valves working no matter what to just keep the pressure going at a decent rate, and also to, but once you take that outer ring off and have a single flame going on, the silver fuming comes out so much better. Trying to see if I got it. You pinch it and you find out where the silver is actually, because it sort of likes to recede inside the glass. Not around when you want it. I might have to get another chunk of silver. Say la vie. Southwest Airlines. Oh, cool. So you know the plain truth to it all. or you're going to keep that your comments in reserve. I know I'm a bad punster. I can't help it. I love my puns. Might have not have to. It's a light yellow coming out there. Well, there it goes a little bit. Oh yeah, found a chunk. There we go. Give it a little character. Nice yellow fuming going on. Uh, 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 touch to it. There we go. Light yellow. Matter of fact, I'm going to get it a darker yellow. I'm just that type of person. I work it until I feel like I've done what I needed to do. Oh, here's some silver. Let's see if this works. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, come on, work for me here. Like I said, um, I'm a punster. There it goes. Oh yeah, the fume went in there. Right nice. Pretty. Pretty nice. Okay, I'm going to leave that and go to the next little thing. I've got several pieces on the table that I was going to play with, and I've got a whole tub of odds and ends that have like a broken something on it, and it's nice to repair them. Okay, the angel here has a misplaced no wing. The only problem with it is that it's made out of gold, and I don't think I have any gold to fume into it at the moment. Oh yeah, I do. If I can find it. And if I can't find it, oh well. Okay, now we got to put a wing on here. Do you have to encase silver fuming? No, you don't have to encase silver fuming. It embeds pretty much. And yes, if you sit there and rub it long enough, you can probably pull the whole layer of silver fume off of a piece, but it'll take a little bit of doing. It's not like it's, you know, it's not like it's really, really light and all you have to do is just rub it off. Sometimes with gold fuming, the thing you got to do is lightly silver fume it first and then gold fume it. And the gold fume will be able to adhere better to the glass because the silver adheres better to the glass. I have no clue, but it works and I use it. So that's my story and I'm sticking to it. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. I think this is silver, but I'm gonna, yeah. Well, that was some of the problem. It can come off. Like I said, you'd have to rub it for a long little while. Okay, that's got a little bit on there now. Where is that? I had it set aside, and you think I'd have it ready to go? No, no, not even. When I was cleaning up my table, maybe. Wait a minute. Let me check this one tub here. Let's check this one tub. In the bottom, in the back. Now, also, if you have old glass pieces was uh, fired on 22 karat gold, fumed or gold, where you paint it on and fire it in the oven. Now, if you have some of that gold, that works as well. for years, that's the way I got gold on my pieces was through ceramic gold. And it was just a process that I learned how to. I actually dipped the glass in into the solution, and then turn around and then turn around and melt it into the piece, and it stunk to high heaven, though. I'll tell you that right now. It stank. It stank really, really bad. The reason being is that it had, I don't know, that lacquer. The lacquer that it almost the best way to describe it. It smelled like hair permanent. That's the best way to describe it. So um, that's it stinks. I had make sure you've got plenty of ventilation. I tell you, stank, but it's okay. Okay, tap. Fire polish. And since the loop is on this one goes side to side, I'm going to go ahead and take the time right now and add another loop to this thing because the double loop dangly does make a difference sometimes in what you're doing. So here we are. We're going to stretch out a rod or stretch or do a thin little stringer here that I can make an extra loop for the angel pendant here. Here we go, dangling down. Oh, by the way, tomorrow, if anybody happens to be in Morehead City, North Carolina area, there is what they call a curb market. It's on 13th Street in Morehead, and I'm going to be there setting up and selling my stuff. I did it like 3 weeks ago, and I haven't been able to get back since. But this weekend, the better things that happen have happened, and I will be getting those Fridays off so that I can be pretty much spry and chipper for Saturday morning's little show. But there you go. And again, I will show you these finished products as time goes on. Now, ammonia. I don't know if it's ammonia or not, but it's suspended in a lacquer. The 22 karat gold is suspended in a lacquer, and the lacquer just when it burns, it stinks. That's all. You know, you paint it on and it dries on, and then once it's dry, you burn it in the oven. You burn it in the ceramic oven, and it. That's how I came across the idea of, for me anyway, of learning how to fume with gold. Was I was a cheapskate, and I didn't have a good oven yet, and there was this guy, the ceramic place, that said that for $10, he'd fire whatever I took over to him, and I was too cheap. And I just said, "Hey, let's see if I can, fire the gold in at the torch." And as I was flaming a couple of pieces together, one here and one sort of like one here, or the best way to describe it is right here, like this. There was one here in this hand and one here in this hand, and I was doing this number and flaming it around, and the one here in the right hand lost a lot of gold, but the one on the left hand started getting a nice pink color. And I said, not what I was looking for, but not bad. That's true how I found out about fuming gold. And it's probably other ways to have done it by then, but that's how I learned. It's very serendipitous for me. A lot of what I've learned is serendipitous. It comes, and it's a great feeling to be able to have that intuitiveness sometimes. Okay, I remember in this little tub, if I can find it real quick, the outer lip to this thing that I'm working on. Actually, what I'm going to do is go ahead and dump it right here. Let me see if I can find. There's another piece. There's a piece. There it is. I found it. The actual piece that I was looking for. I'm pretty sure. Touch it too. Keep it warming in. My first conch shells, when I got going on them, it turned out that somehow where I'd layer the lip that would make the inner shell come together, somehow I worked it to where it created its own little fissure and would crack and stress out at that point. So um, I learned, and with me, I bench cool everything and then put it in the oven later. It's the way it is with me, because with my limited electric out here, I can't have the oven, the concentrators, and everything else going on at once. It is slow. It doesn't explode, but it does sort of pop the fuses, and then I have to stop and run and go flip the switch and get the fuses back online. So it's just easier to learn to bench cool and then go from there. Oh, if you're talking about the conchs, yes. Um, Don, I want to say DeCisi or something like that. I can't remember her Italian last name, or it's probably something else. But she really took it. She That's one of the things I like about my work is, yeah, it may be a little rough around the edges, but sometimes you can pick it up and do something with it and make it your own and make it so much better than I could have. And that is the fantastic part about my glass blowing is and my teaching is that I am not a jealous type of person. I'm excited that you learned something. You know, some people are like that. That's why they don't want to teach you everything they know. They try to just teach you little bit by little bit. No, if you have a question and if I know the answer, I give you the answer. I believe it's the best way. It may take you a little longer sometimes, but I really do try to lovingly teach what I do to anyone and everyone that's watching. Okay, how many people are in the audience? I haven't looked lately. It's down at the bottom of the screen. Oh, it's just you still, Athena. That's okay. Hey, that's all that matters. Go through it all at that time. Throw the breaker. Yeah. No, that's why I decided to just. I'm going to get it upgraded. I've got one of my students who's in the area. He actually helped wire my shed a little bit better than what it was a while ago, and it's just a matter of dropping another heavier duty cord from the amperage circuit. I mean, I have sort of like a outer power box that's it supplies electricity to uh, the shed that has my pump and a couple other things, and it also just the original circuit to the whole property. But then once I got the new um, modular into the same location, they switched the power box to another location. But in the process, I left that power box to do all of the odds and ends stuff, I guess you could say. You genuinely that. Yeah, here we go. And now this one I think is about ready. And I'm going to fire this one out for a little bit. Oh, I didn't realize that. You've been watching more of the actual torch than the actual stuff that I've been playing with. Sorry about that, folks. Warming it out is important, and some pieces, some of the smaller pieces, you can get away with it until you put it in the oven later. But pieces like this that have delicacy and TLC that needs to be done to it, that works it. Okay, we're now 3 pieces into the repairs. Tap it off, fire polish it, and there we go. Now here's another one that I want to repair, and it's getting the, I have to make the glass that I have to do the repair with. Actually, no, I don't. I've got a little bit of encased right here on the end. I'm pretty sure. Let's check it. Oh yeah, this is encased. Um, one of my leftover Christmas ornaments, the the fin broke off, and so at this point, I'm going to warm it in. Like I said, I know the technique that you can. I know the technique that you can get it going back into the. Ah, there we are. Earthquake. You just got to warm it in. It's very important. You just can't stick it back into the flame. It's the best way I can tell you to do this is to, when you think you've done it long enough, do it a little bit longer and a little bit longer. And then all of a sudden you'll start to see it sort of pink around the edges of the piece that you're working on. That means you're close to the temp that you need, and you can start to slow down and keep warming, but bring it into the piece. And as you can see, I'm 4 for 4 here, getting it into the piece without it exploding on me. Okay, now we're gonna, and it wasn't very much. It was just this one little fin. There we go. Pull that out a little bit more. Oops. And I'm gonna stretch it just slightly again, just to. And when you stretch it in the middle, it does make a difference. It used to be a nice round disc, and when you stretch it just slightly, it sort of helps the stress that's built into the piece relieve it a little bit. Know that it's up to a good temperature. There we go. Pull that off. Okay. Tap it off. Fire polish. Wait, I think I better warm it out just a little bit too. I'm going to do that. Stay. And again, these were the Christmas presents that I gave away to the Walmart associates that I work with. Stuff like this, sea turtles, elephants. What was that? At least a half a dozen different ones, like angels. They were the most popular. I should start, as many people as I have to make for, I should start now to get ready for Christmas next year, because it was like a really big, hectic deal to get it all out and done in time. Actually, I'm on the 5th piece. Wow, I didn't realize that. Let's look this over. Oh yeah, this is just a piece of. Now we gotta kick this down to practically nothing. Oops, 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 and oops. There we go. The reason being is that this is a piece of Mountain Dew glass. Little emerald green Mountain Dew uh, mermaid, and this one you have to be even more so uh, delicate, because it can explode really bad. So you got to warm it in easy. Wave it all the way around. Here we go. It's getting there. Yep. There. Oop. Still. Oh, I lost their hair. But we'll get it back. We'll add some more to it. Okay. First of all, we'll go ahead and want to redo the whole tail anyway. There you go. I must have made this one for a younger. Some people like their mermaids with a little bit of chest, and some people want to get it for their little granddaughter or whatever, and they don't want to have it too busty. So in that process, I have to accommodate, and that's one thing I like about my work is that I can accommodate to those who ask, can I make it a little bit bigger here or a little bit smaller there? But then they get a little bit ridiculous sometimes. And can you do it, a yellow or green instead of a green or yellow? No. But if they wanted a certain size, I can do that. And if they want it with um, certain things going on, like certain colors, I can do that. But oops. All right, graceful. It dropped, but it's still in one piece. Thank heavens, because it was nice and warm already. I had to redo the top anyway. Put the hair back on. Here we go. When you're working glass and you can't stop, and sometimes you're having a little bit of a stress problem. The best thing I can tell you to do is take a deep breath, hold it for a couple of seconds, and let it out. That's if you can't stop what you're doing. If you can stop, then I'd say take a quick break. But if you can't, sometimes just helps you to keep going for a little while longer, and it works real well for me. There's been time at a couple of shows where lots to do and so little time to do it all in. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, I'm probably going to call it quits on this piece here because I've already worked on 6 pieces of repair, which is pretty cool, I think. Making it work again instead of, a piece of glass that somebody would have thrown away, and because it was broken here, I always try to repair mine. Just the way I am. You wonder why it's hard for me to throw stuff away when I know that I can still make $10 off of it. you know, that's the story. That's the cool thing about it. And especially Mountain Dew bottle. I mean, 5 minutes ago, that was a chunk of glass that somebody was throwing away to the recycle. Anyway, let's see. Do I have another something real quick or did you have a request, Athena? Do you have something that you'd like to see me do? Name it out. I'll do that. I'll open it up to you if you'd like me to see me make something in particular. Name it out, and I will do it. Sound like a plan? Okay, let me see if I can find it. There's a couple of things here that I want to play with afterwards. Won't do it online, but I'll do it. Still waiting for a response on that. If you're too busy, that's fine too. I guess I could make an icicle real quick if you can't think of something. Now with the icicle, what I'm doing here is taking a chunk of heavy wall tubing that I have that I break up from time to time, or that it shatters. See, this is why I do have problems throwing stuff away, because I can make it just about anything into, oops, There we go. I can make just about anything into a sellable product. Not very much scrap to throw away. Actually, there is, but it's, pinches here, thin strands there. And with this, after this one, I'm going to, if I haven't heard from you, Athena, or whoever would like to come into the chat room and say, hey, if not, that's fine too. Oh, yeah. Here we go. I'm going to stretch this out. It's kind of pliable. And so while it's pliable, I'm pulling it and twisting it at the same time. I used to work on a fishing boat in California. Great time of my life. I can imagine. That's the thing about everybody's life. They have so many stories to tell. When I start talking about my family and what's going on with them, I say it's a long story, but it keeps getting longer, which is the truth. And it's it is a long story. It keeps getting longer. Frustrates the living daylights out of me, and I love my family to death. Don't get me wrong, but we all have our moments. There we go. Well, out of all the sea life stuff that I have done, mermaid, the conch shell, I did not do a shark, so I will do a quick. No, actually, I won't. I'm sorry, but I will in an upcoming show do a shark for you. Does that sound like a plan? So, and I have some, like I say, a whole bunch of odds and ends that I'm going to work on and make. See, like there's another conch shell that just needs a little bit of TLC and make it into another piece that will work quite well. I will do a video of all of the things that I have done and have it up on Melting Memories page. I saw you make a starfish, and while back and you had ball, uh, blown up bale and smashed it out flat and then cut it, and maybe you just pulled it out for the legs. Maybe you could make a starfish. I'll do that since you asked. And I do have time, and I'm not having to be anywhere right now. So one starfish coming up, and I'm going to give it some dichro, and I'm going to give it some. It's not going to be very big. It's probably going to be about an inch in size. First, I'll get some of the. This is my little tub of sparkly glittery. Let me find one color that I want. Here we go. That'll do. It's not going to be that big. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and dust it off a little bit. And always when you're doing this, I'm going to do the same thing that I always do, which is flatten it out and then stretch it. Well, not flatten it out. Make a press down a Maria and then put it into a Maria. And then from the Maria, I make the piece that goes into this. Okay, let's see, where am I looking for and why I can't find it. Wire cutters. And they're right in front of me. Oh, here they are. Over here on this side. My wire cutters are my glass nippers too. I hold it on both sides and press, and it nips it about where I want it to be nipped. Okay. About right there. Probably right here, and this will be the right size. There we go. There we go. That'll be it right there. You see that? Clank, whatever that was. I think that was my tweezers, knowing me. Yep, it was my tweezers. I know it was, and I can't find them at the moment. Wouldn't you know it? Oh well, we'll live without them. I'll use everything else but those. Right, right. Where in the heck did they go to? Anyway, starfish coming up, and then we're going to call it quits for the day. No, well, I wouldn't say for the day. I'm going to be doing about another 2 or 3 videos the next day or today, I guess you could say, because I have been very much neglecting. I need to catch up a little bit, and I also need to. I'm also going to be on my other YouTube video page, which is the um, piping hot art glass, which is my. Uh, I've only got 6 videos on that one, and I've been wanting to do a a dragon one and also a mermaid pipe, and I'll be getting that up very quickly too. And so I've only got 19 subscribers on my Piping Hot Art Glass channel, um, and that's the name of it. If you ever want to go over and see some of that type of stuff, if you think of it as a hollow tubing piece, yeah, I know. Tobacco pipes. I like doing them in a lot of ways, and also with the legalization getting so much easier nowadays, I think it's almost a necessity. And without some of the pioneers that are into the tobacco, the pipes and stuff, some of the colors and some of the variations that we have with Boro would not be there at all. It's it has spurred everybody on to do bigger, better, and badder things. So here we go. The diacro again is cold, and I'm going to heat it up and press it right into the backing of this piece of glass. And I'll press it in again, like so. And that makes it a nice, nice color. I think I'm going to use, now this is a dark blue. Actually, I'm going to see if I've got, let's see, green, blue exotic. When you want it, it's never around. Wait a minute, let's try one of these. Is that it? No. Uh, Here we go. This is the Turbo Cobalt. All the black ones look the same, but Turbo Cobalt, once you put it into a piece like this and stretch it a little bit, it turns to a nice cobalt blue. But, under the circumstances right now, it's a very dark blue, which is almost black. So, something to think about. Now, what I usually do on this is I just put and cover just the outer edges of the dichro. It's just a way that I have learned to do it so that the surface of the dichro stretches out with the rest of it fairly the same. Here we go. Let's kick this up a little notch. I'm going to put on the 5 liter along with the 10, and that's going to get it going a little bit better. Starfish are very, very interesting individual piece, and I would suggest to do it with a solid color or a clear color first couple of times. And if you want to use the dichro, that's fine too, but you don't have to use the dichroic. That's just an extra little panache thing that I throw into it. And since I have so much diachroic glass sitting there, why just let it sit there, and why not make some more money with it? You know what I mean? Okay, now I'm going to pinch it off at the top, and then I call this the top because that's where the top of the starfish is going to be. Um, it got a little bit bigger than I was expecting. I mean the bait. I mean the. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put this onto a piece of regular. I wouldn't say heavy wall, but there we go. Now just let that round in. I might even pinch a couple of pieces out because the metal got stuck inside the glass there. There's the tweezers. Something else I wanted to go for. We'll figure it out later. And again, a lot of people have a wet cullet can. Me, I have a dry one. I just learned that way. There we go. That'll do that for now. Round it in a little better. I have already started taking advantage of. I will show you again. Not today, but I put a set of drawers right next to my workbench, and I keep some of the drawers open and reach over and grab things like this is a graphite paddle or a graphite, and I'm going to heat up and press that whole thing down. And it was just available in that drawer without having to reach very far and do bad. Reach very far and start looking for it. It was right there, so that's a cool thing. So I'll be able to have better access to my tools at a quick glance, I guess you could say. Now, what you do is you have to cut the five. It's basically five petals or five. If you want to make it into a flower, you can make it into five petals. But excuse me, you couldn't find the page. Piping hot art glass. I will put a URL on the bottom of this page so that you can find it a little easier if you like. Uh, but I can't do it right now, of course, because my hands are a little busy. But later on, just look back on this page, and I will. I've definitely made so that you can find it a lot easier. Okay, I've got two of the legs already out of this, and what I'm doing is just cutting it with a pair of scissors. No special pair, just a pair of scissors. You know me, I like to try to use what's available. Um, I was always a person to, I live off a fringe of a shoestring budget. And, if you can afford to buy the good, expensive tools, fine. But to me, I was one that couldn't. So I had to make do. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I did learn my glass. I'll tell you that much. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stretch out another one of these real quick, and then I'm going to switch sides so I can finish off the two other legs to go here. That's one thing about starfish. They don't have to be exactly alike. There we go. I'm going to hold on to it right here, pull it off there, make the other two petals basically, or the other two legs. Mm-hmm. This one's going to be cut in two right about there. There we go. Now to just stretch them out. And I'll probably even flatten it out a little bit better later on. But first you then turn around and stretch out the legs in the center. you when you're pulling, you're trying to just get it that taffy consistency and pull it out, but not pull it hard and mean. You're just trying to. And in this case, I think I made these very thin, but again, that's the thing about starfish is there's no two exactly alike, and you can have one leg a little bit longer than the other, and also a couple other things going on without too much trouble. Here we go. The size clear I was using was probably about 12 or 14. I'm not sure. 12 or 14 millimeter in diameter, and it was just solid rod, and I just pressed it out. I I could have used a smaller piece and did it with 9 or 10. It would just taken a little bit longer to get the Maria to come out. That's all. Okay. Now to sort of flare them out in the right direction. Tweezers. Yeah, this is going to have a nice, almost like a greenish blue diachroic thing going on. Now, if you do this right and walk it back and forth like I'm doing right here on this, I stretched it out a lot more than what it should have been stretched out. And as I did that, it sort of drew back into itself a little bit without too much trouble. And all I do is layer the blue, whatever color you want to use for the backing. And the reason I use the backing color is to let the dichro stand out a little bit more. On a clear background, it sort of loses something on it in the translation, I guess you could say. Well, I'm stretching it out again. Dang it me. But oh well. But they're all coming out. And that I'll use later on in a little tiny lizard or a salamander. So nothing's really, well, some of it's wasted, but not all of it. Okay, a little bit there. The idea is to get them close to the right length and size. Oops. And a few more to equalize a little bit. And you could also take, um, in my case, I've got just I'm going to use my graphite. It looks like a nice long pencil, but you heat that up and press it, a few dots, and it gives it that dimply look that starfish have. Here we are. Now I'm going to add a bail, and I'm going to call that quit. Flatten it out just a little bit. It's got a little bit of curve going on, and it's not a purdy one, but I mean, that's what, like again, that's what starfish are all about. They are not completely uniform, not completely. They have deformities going on them. They have okay. And after this, for sure, I'm going to call it quits on this show. Okay, here we go. The bail, I usually make sure it's sealed in properly. I get enough to do the whole bale, pull it up about halfway, and let gravity work for me and sort of slump it down into the other half of the bale. I pinch it together and make sure it's sealed together well. Simple. And practice, practice, practice. And oh, by the way, practice, and you'll get the hint of that. It comes in handy. Really does. And tap it off, fire polish it. And those are the 6 things that I did today. Matter of fact, I don't know if this is going to work too well or not, but I'm going to give it a try. I'm not going to touch that, of course, but I will get all of these other pieces all together. And oh, that didn't make it again. I'm going to have to work on that. The conch shell did not make it. Sorry, folks. But everything else did. Not a bad deal, considering. And I will get back to that conch shell. And here we go. It's going to be a little bit of an earthquake going on here, guys. Have patience with me. Oh, darn, it's not going to go very much further down than that. I thought it was. Wait a minute. Let's see if I can do this. One more thing. One more thing. Of course, it's on the other side of it, right? Right. So, wait. Around the loop and over that it comes. Here we go. There we are. Sea turtle, the angel, the elephant, the owl. You really can't see the owl that well. But there he is. Oops, wrong direction. I keep forgetting that this is a mirror image from what I'm seeing. But all in cases, pretty nice deal going on, people. Sorry about the earthquake. Bring that back up. And have to hook that back into the location here. Oops. There we are. A little bit more. There we are. All right, Graceful. Sorry about the earthquake. We'll live with it, right? Right. I'll have to get back to that. Tilt it down. There we go. Back to the old torch area. With that, people, I think I'm going to call it quits for this time being. I will be back on, and again, give it a couple of more minutes, and I'll have the URL to. Let me put me back on the main screen. Here we are. I want to thank you for your time and effort as you came in and watched. If you like the show, click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I'm slowly but surely gaining momentum. I'm I'm over 500, and I'm working on almost 550. I'm at 545 at the moment. And click like, click subscribe, click share. I'll let you. It's what it's all about. I enjoy what I do, and thank you for being there. And my latest sayings is, of course, carpe vitro, which means, carpe diem means seize the day. Carpe vitro means seize the glass. So I'll let you have the rest of your day, and you can watch another video of mine real quick here if you like. There's plenty of them. I have over 200 videos. Been doing it for a year and a half now, and enjoying it immensely. I love the audience. I can't complain there. Anyway, enjoy your day. Thank you.